Lecture number 263576. In this section, I will discuss on whether natural justice is sufficient to provide necessary protection to the citizens. The parameter of our discussion shall be whether traditional natural justice is able to ensure administrative body exercise its power properly at its minimum degree. There are two limbs of natural justice: rule against bias and right to be heard. First, rule against bias. Our group submitted that this limb is sufficient. The decision made by the person who has a pecuniary interest shall be void, no matter how small the interest may be. Personal bias, however, is very difficult to prove, as we cannot look into the mind of an adjudicator. Hence, it is always preferable to ensure the administrative body is neutral before and throughout the decision-making process. Moving on to the second limb, right to be heard. Our group also submitted that this is sufficient for the following reason. The serving of notice shall be complied, or at least the accused need to be made known of the accusation. Also, material and evidence need to be disclosed, but it is subjected to the confidential policy. It is vital for the justice to be served, otherwise people will be punished for the wrong they do not know. Even natural justice in its traditional context is sufficient, but there are two sub-limbs that we can further expand, namely reasoned decision and opportunity to cross-examine. Malaysia, reasoned decision is not mandatory, but it is important for the party to know the reason for the decision. Therefore, we recommend that an amendment or legislation to make the reasoned decision a mandatory duty to quasi-judicial body. By referring Section 10 of the Tribunal and Inquiries Act of the United Kingdom, the statement of reason for the decision, if requested, shall be furnished to the party. Perhaps we can use judicial approach in this, interpreting our Article 5 of the Federal Constitution that deprivation of personal liability to work, enjoyment, and salary without having the reasoned decision is a violation of the fundamental liberties. The opportunity to cross-examination is important when the evidence collected are not perfectly clear. When it is, the cross-examination can be excluded to avoid unnecessary process. But when it is not, it will be detrimental to the accused when evidence cannot be tested. Therefore, we recommend an inclusion of a specific provision in both Employment Act 1955 and Industrial Relations Act 1967 to ensure there is a chance to cross-examine evidence. For example, sexual harassment in the workplace. In short, natural justice in a traditional context is sufficient to provide necessary protection, but we can further expand it. Thank you.